Hello and welcome, people of YouTube's Suikoden 2. Let's get straight into this. I've played this game often enough. Let's just go straight into this thing. I honestly love this game. I've played through the entirety of the first one, getting up to this, and my opinions on the first one are still mostly unchanged. It has some problems, but it at least has some charm. Honestly, from what I've played of it, yeah, Suikoden 1 was definitely improved. I still don't especially like Suikoden 1 in comparison to 2. As its own thing, it is a bit shallow, but it's still a reasonable game. This is the big one though. I played about an hour of this, obviously to make sure things are working. They have done a few bug fixes. They've done a couple of other quality of life changes, and other than that, it's just pretty much a remaster, which again seems to be pretty good at this point. A few things I need to test. Firstly is how the imports have worked, because I know there were some original bugs with the transferring of characters from 1 to 2. You get a bunch of level bonuses, you get some runic stuff, and some of the characters it wasn't working for in the original versions of this. But apparently might have been fixed now. I also need to check whether they fixed the Matilda glitch. Not that I'm necessarily going to use it, but hey. We're going to play this on... Click the button. Thank you. We're going to play this on hard. Hard difficulty only did one thing of note as far as I could tell in Suikoden 1, and I don't even know if it is the same in 2, where when you reset... When you game over in Suikoden 2 normally, you revert back to the previous save you had at the level you currently are, which is how you beat Raud in the first unwinnable boss battle of this, which you can win if you do this little cheat. I don't think it works, because when I did that in 1, playing through that, it reset me at the point I was then, rather than doing the reset plus keep levels. But hey. Other than that, I hadn't noticed hard mode do anything significant. Suikoden 1 is generally got harder bosses than 2. We'll see. We'll still play through it anyway. We're still going to try and beat the Mist Monster in half an hour. We will load my save file from there. We'll recruit them, probably to add things off as it goes. Alright. Let's go. Kind of names, and as I say, we are going to buzz through the first hour or so of this game, maybe 2 hours. And we're going to pick up the free download stuff because, again, money is always useful. Right. Game plan, beat the Mist Monster inside half an hour. Should easily be doable. In fact, 25 minutes is probably the more probable target for this. But we shall see. One thing, and it was less noticeable in 1 as far as I could tell, but I think the... To be fair, actually, in base Suikoden, the backgrounds look better than the characters with pixel sprite, but, you know, it's a bit more noticeable with the high def stuff, but, yeah, again, it's fine. Alright. Nope, we're going to sleep. We got a Mist Monster to beat inside 30 minutes. If you're generally not sure of the plot for this, feel free to ask or whatever else, but as I've said, I've played this at least... I've played the start of this game at least 3 times in terms of streaming and my actual full playthrough, so... I'm just going to assume, at least until we get to about Muse or whatever else, there's nothing else I need to cover. This is not a speedrun, but I'm just going to try and do my thing of getting through this game as quickly as I can to get to the interesting bits. Longish? No see, indeed, Rise. Alright, instead of fleeing to the east, we're going to flee up the mountain, because clearly this is the best plan. There is nothing wrong with this plan whatsoever. Also, diagonal movement. Not a thing you could do in the base game, but hey, you can do it here, and that speeds up the... that does technically speed things up. Especially on the world map. We're saved! Oh no, it's like a blight, we're doomed! So essentially, yeah, the Children's Army, or basically the scouts of them, have been massacred by Luca Blight in order to continue starting the war, which was looking very much as though it was building towards a stalemate and forced... Indeed it is. Also, we have a speed up button in combat now, which I'm gonna keep thinking is 3 buttons rather than 2. But again, all about beating that Mist Monster inside 25 minutes if we can. Alright. But it does look good. Gotta make sure I don't press the wrong button here. There's no other way. Alright. This won't be significant for about 20 hours. But we're gonna promise to meet back up here. And now everything's gonna go wrong for both characters from this point on. To be fair though, they did start by jumping off a cliff, so, you know. Take what you can. But yeah, Luca Blight was fed up of, once the war to continue, it was building towards sort of a ceasefire, stalemate situation. But of course, if the city-states have murdered a bunch of their scouts, you know, a bunch of young people, you know, that might anger some people to continue. And to be fair, yeah, that's what happens. Also, are you going to tell Luca Blight not to kill people? Actually, we haven't got to Luca Blight in terms of how badass he is, but you know, we'll get there. Alright. Brief history of our two characters here. I will say one of the other things that 2 does a lot better than 1, all of the characters are much better fleshed out. Recruitment in 1 does feel like, I want to have an item shop. Oh, I will join you because I want to have an item shop. Yeah. It is helpful. There's one other thing I think I can do as well, is I can actually stop the in-game timer, which feels like a weird thing, but there are timed events in this. Especially with Clive, and I don't usually rush those, but maybe I will. We'll see. But yeah, fast forward is a useful feature, at least in the combats that do nothing. Suikoden, though, is the anti-grind game. The lower level you are, the more experience you get in combat. So it's actually in your interests to run away from combats, stay at low level until you get to a boss, beat that boss at a harder difficulty so you gain more levels, so you can do less grinding. This is, again, a weird and beautiful thing this game does. Optimally, you want to be just at the point you're about to level up so you get the maximum benefit out of boss battles. But hey. Anyway. Characters. So after jumping off a cliff, we wash up on a river in technically enemy territory. And are picked up by Victor, the leader of a mercenary company. And of course we were ambushed by definitely not the Jousting army. And we'll admit who we are. It makes things quicker. Also, interestingly, this immediately confirms that they survived to the first game because it's a bit ambiguous at the end of 1 whether these two characters survived. They did. The upgraded fort. And our jail cell. No worries, Rise. Thanks for joining us briefly. Catch you later. Alright, this is full, and we're now going to be introduced to some of the mechanics of this game, although I have no idea what the pushing mechanic is supposed to do in context, because it's almost not used, unless you Matilda glitch. Which, again, I need to check if it still exists, because they apparently fixed a bunch of bug fixes with this game, so maybe we just can't go and do an early cheat, but we'll find out. Pick up a rope. Also, I wasted a couple of seconds there. That speed run's over. Gotta reset. Actually, no, there are some push puzzles in the Cave of the Wind and things. Okay, fair enough. Alright, let's go and grab some stuff. We need some flints, we need some boots, which we can steal an extra pair of, and we can get some... flour, which we'll sort out in a moment. 3 pairs of boots. And since we stole an extra pair of boots, we might as well equip them. That one additional defense point. Interestingly, she only took 2 flints, even though she asked for 3, but that just helps her escape, so we don't care. Alright. Food is ready. Jin must now babysit 2 children. A lot of people were, and I'll be honest, I got to a point in I&II Chronicle where I just stopped oh wow, it's leaping for whatever reason. Okay, that's fine. I got to a point where I stopped playing it, and again, it's not that it's not a bad game, and it's definitely a good send-up for this series. I didn't like it as much, and I can't even really put my finger on why too much. A few of the things felt more like Suikoden 1, where we're just going through the motions of recruiting characters because we can recruit the characters to do a thing, as opposed to a plot reason to recruit them, which a lot more of the characters in 2 have. Maybe that's just me being unfair to it, but it just... I don't know. I enjoyed bits of it, certainly, but I haven't finished it. I still need to do that. Come on, I've got a Miss Monster beat. Speed up! Alright, get some flour. And while we're here, we might as well upgrade our weapons. Since we actually have money, which we're not supposed to have yet. Yay. Yeah, I mean, Suikoden 2 does a much better job of making the recruitment somewhat more justifiable, rather than, you know... I want to... Well, actually, there is a character that I want to open an armor shop. But even then, you have the option of extorting him for money, which is just weird. It adds a layer to it. You can extort the guy who wants to make an armor store for money. Because you can. Or you can just recruit him as is. And in which case he's ever thankful. But, you know, it's I don't know. It's small little bits like that. I think the one thing that I did try in that game was the cooking minigame, and I just hated it, actually, in comparison. There's no stakes. There are stakes in the actual cooking minigame in this game. Weirdly. There shouldn't be, but there are. Oh dear. I think the problem is that this game loses charm and it just makes comparisons to it awkward. And to be fair, I'm equally that with the rest of the series as well. I haven't played 3. It was never released in the UK originally, so I've only picked up a copy of it sort of after the fact, and I still haven't got around to playing it. But that's largely because of the 3D graphics issue, where suddenly it looks a lot worse because it has to be 3D. In that era of games. Suikoden 4 was abysmal. Honestly, even for context of the rest of the series, it is the worst entry, and as a reintroduction to a series, it was not great. 5 is actually reasonable. I don't need to do this. And I think 5 is the second strongest in the series, but this is just... Yeah, this is the example. Of course, my talent is to use this rag. Alright. Let's stay free. We should be escaping here and on to plot-related things. Come on. You can just refuse to answer him, which is quite funny. But, actually, you can be very mean to Joey if you want to be throughout most of this. It's just the teething issues. In 4 looks good, despite being 3D, but it's just, honestly, the early PS2 era. And it does hurt sort of trying to get into the game now, but I've been told it's good. I just haven't had a chance to actually play it. Part of the reason I was doing the whole series of going through them all and kind of paused when all the high-def remakes were announced about 1.5 years ago was that I was going to go through all of them. And I might still do that. What the hell happened? Truth is, yeah, the Prince of Prince of Highland decided to kill a bunch of teenagers in order to keep the war going. Because, of course, people would be angry about that. So, you know. Anyway. We're still under arrest. Because, again, enemy soldiers and Victor wants to keep an eye on us. Actually, I don't entirely know what Victor's motivations are here. Hey, Sam! A lot of people did. I think it was the second series I ever did on this, and I was still using my terrible, terrible microphone at the time. I think actually the whole series goes on. It starts with a terrible one, gets to a bad one, and I think it might end with a half-decent one. And I say half-decent very sparingly. Anyway, let's escape. Because Joey, the noble son, knows how to pick locks with a spoon. I buy it. Anyway. Also, we're going to now burn down this fortress. Which apparently, as we later learn, has about 2,000 people in it. Because, again, scaling up because you can't show a 2,000 strong fort in a game of this scale. Though it would be fun if you could. Anyway, we run away. And there is indeed a way out. Oh, I also love that while they did all the high-tech, upgraded high-tech things, whatever, they kept the flag as is. The flag is still abysmal. Actually, they might have updated it a little bit. It looks a bit crisper, but still, they kept the terrible bear. Had to be done. I thought when I played through the first hour of this game, I thought they'd actually hadn't updated it at all. First looking at it, but I guess they have. Anyway. We use the power of diagonal movement to speed through. And let's go and get some swords from. Let's go get some knives thrown at us. Now, of course, I should be nice, but we have a mist monster to beat inside 25 minutes. Yeah, it's the only slight issue I have is obviously, and this is in 1 as well. And to be fair, even the base game of Suikoden, the original release, this was kind of an issue where the backgrounds look better than the pixel art. But I can appreciate the pixel art these days. It just looks a little more. It's a little more with the high def textures, obviously. But anyway, we're going to apologize to Ellie later. This is faster. Barely. It's fine. We helped out. Oh, we even selected the right option accidentally. Alright. Vulcan happy. Alright. We have our first source of recruits. Okay, so I've realised what's happening there because I pulled down the cancel button all the way through this. Yeah, it has 1 and 2. I've already played through 1, and we have imported a basic upgrade from the initial characters. So I think I only went to about level 60 on the characters I could, but. So I think that in general that's a 2-point level increase, and obviously all of the characters that are imported have slightly better weapons, but it's a minor upgrade. Also, because I own the patch, I get a bunch of potch and a fortune and prosperity rune, which I can't use yet. Anyway. More diagonal movements. But we really want to get through. Also, while it is going to be a bit of a time sink, we do have to come back here and do the enemy scene of this. I, at this stage, don't have any specific plans on how I'm going to play through this one, in truth. I'm just trying to buzz through the first part of it, which gives us the option, if we do buzz through it, to do Clive. Actually, with sped up combat, the Clive timing shouldn't be an issue, but I am curious if the Matilda glitch is still in there. Anyway, some time has passed and an adult conversation has taken place. Onwards! The other thing we have to do, of course, as we go through this, we'll probably do it more on the way back, is we do have to flee from 100 encounters. But this will not be one of them. So just hit level 3, we want to be just under level 3-4 threshold when we get to the Mist Monster. And we do want to make sure we got that firewall equipped. One escape talisman we're probably not going to use. Oh, okay. Well, this is the big combat, really. I don't know if we're even going to have... Well, Joey's dead. Okay, I think we're gonna have to actually fight. Oh, we're gonna have to waste a rune here. The good news is this divides the experience by 4 instead of 5, and puts us exactly where we want to be. We are a bit squishy at the moment. Dude. Okay, we'll go with that. But we are at the level we want to be, technically, to try the Mist Monster at the optimal point. I don't know offhand, though, if we're going to have enough to do this. Maybe I should be 4. It's probably correct, but we'll see. Alright, that's 2. Alright, 100 retreats should be easy enough. We're sort of on pace. Alright, boss time. Oh, and it decides to save the game for us, which is nice of it. Right before a save point. Bees! Alright, what's the time? Where are we? 20 minutes, exactly. Alright, let's go. Alright, blast it with magic. If it goes for a double attack on any of our front line, they do die, which is going to be awkward. Defend. I think we stick with the thing. Morgan should be able to survive, but I think we're going to have to risk just doing that. Yeah. Fire breath. Yeah, if I don't actually do some healing. One of the nice things about combat in this game is that healing always has... You don't heal first. Heal me. Medicine, heal Joey. Okay. is that healing has priority, so it will always tend to go first, or at least faster in combat. Which is a nice feature that Suikoden... Okay, Joey's dead. Well, this might be a step too far. Maybe I should have gone for the extra levels. Still, we'll give it a go. Part of the problem is I don't think we got enough healers left. What do you get for this fight? This isn't optional. This is just, you have to do this to get through. What do I get for doing this quickly? Nothing much. I just like to beat this guy within 25 minutes. Or half an hour, usually. But hey, we're done. Level 5. And really need to pick up some more medicine. Alright. The next fight is optional. Or at least the next major fight. Largely because you can't win it. Bees! Thankfully, bees aren't too much of a problem. Darn bunnies! I am fighting these because I just want to get to the edge of the level up as much as I can. Certainly don't need the potch. Actually, that's the other thing I like about 2 a lot more than 1. Money is far less of an issue in 2. In 1, you have to spend vast fortunes playing Chinchiro. Or gamble vast fortunes playing Chinchiro just to get your weapons leveled up. Poor Gaspar. He funded the whole army, went bankrupt. Multiple times over. Sad story. But he kept saying double or nothing. It's his fault. Alright, we have arrived. There will certainly be no problems when we arrive here. Okay. So I think the only thing I want to do is make sure there's no rare things I can pick up, but I think we're just gonna plop down a save and see if there is anything we can pick up. Nothing major. We can buy a couple of things. I'm just gonna bag a couple of medicines. And make sure we got an equipped one. Alright. Okay, time to pick up our first optional character. And the other reason I know this character existed at all was because there is a secret you do sort of get towards the end of the first time playing this. But it's not even this the secret. There's something else here that you get a notification about. But this just so happens to be where you can recruit Miku Miku early. You can do it later on. I have no idea where you recruit him up at this point, though. Anyway. Let us go and meet objectively best character. No way we can be spies. Not at all. If we weren't a silent protagonist, we might be able to explain our position, but, you know. do, 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 do. I just like the slight suffering look at the pixel art as he gets dragged around. Okay, Nanami joins the party. I wish that she was a slightly better mage than she is. But hey, we can't have everything. I don't even know what her alignment is offhand in terms of things. All the characters in Suikoden 2 have a secret alignment, so their runes are slightly better if you equip the right ones on. It's not positioned anywhere, and I only know about it from the Suika source and things, but... yeah, I guess we just fight this one. Okay, so that puts us close to a level up, which is probably where we want to be, although there's not any bosses coming up that we care about for this. I mean, there's this, but, you know. So the way you beat Raoul in the original base game is you save before you get to this point. You then do not save again until you've done somewhere up to around Matilda. You could even do the Matilda glitch to get into the territory first. Lose the game, restart from here, keep your levels as you had them up to this point, and then you can absolutely crush him. But we can't beat him here. This is an optional fight. I'm not going to waste time on it. Yeah, he has something in the region of 1,000 hit points, which is unfortunate. Oh dear. Also, poor Joey. Well, it's just about time. Let's go and get you, Let's go and get you executed. Oh dear. I'm innocent. All I wanted to do was jump off a cliff. Yep, beaten and hanged. Also, this is a definite dialogue difference. Now I'm going to completely ignore the situation, just stare at the sunset, because it's a lovely sunset. Wouldn't you agree? Definitely a lovely sunset. I get the feeling I should look behind me right about now. Another small dialogue change there, actually. But, yeah, let's go and rescue Nanabe, who clearly needs the help. Also, you'll notice the Victor is level 27. He was the highest level person in my Suikoden 1 playthrough. Not for any particular reason, he just happened to have the double experience rune. It's just a small thing. He mentions that he would have caught him about 10 years ago, which is about the time of the first game. It's only small things, and obviously it's not right in hell. It was, I think it was Screw You, actually. I can't remember. It's only minor things, but they've changed a couple of dialogue things. The Golden Bird, Holy Flower, Dragon Tooth, Glory Punch! Which, of course, Maku knows as well. Because, yeah, why wouldn't he? I know there are some small dialogue differences from just importing stuff from 1 to 2, but it's fine. Most of them I'm not going to remember unless they're specifically iconic for me for whatever reason. It's just that one stuck out. Anyway. Yep, formation's fine. Let's get out of here! Unfortunately, I know we will be back. Yeah, no point in finding any of these. Obviously, experience is divided by 6 at this point anyway, but also we need to build up to that 100, those 100 retreats. As a character requires that many to be recruited. And it's one of the better ones, so... Unfortunately, it doesn't track it anywhere, but we'll worry about that when we get there. As long as I do it often enough, and I probably will where I've got the let go command available anyway. With very specific exceptions, there aren't any items I particularly need from enemy encounters, so... Also, just for FYI, I don't have a guide up. I'm doing a lot of this from memory, and the plan is to do almost all of this from memory. So, if we fail to get 108 because of that, that's on me. But, you know... I might even go different 108. There's a couple of weird variants you can do, but we'll see. I had an adult conversation. I had to let them through. Also, somehow flicking Victor with a different adult conversation, I imagine. Dude. Alright, we enter free time. We're prisoners. Okay, we're gonna add Jensen to the party, and then we're gonna go off and do some recruitment. Should have changed that there. Okay. Alright, first of all, Ricky Maru. We have successfully fed a mercenary. Interestingly, if you don't pay him, I think he does work off the debt slowly. So again, you can kind of let him just earn the money back a little bit. But since it's quite low and I actually have it, we'll just do it now. Is there anyone's weapon we can level up here? Just because I know what we're coming up against. No. Alright, everybody has things. That's going to be important for this, I think. Alright, time to recruit worst initial character. At least in terms of actual... I mean, to be fair, she doesn't have a lot of plot-related reasons for things. And this boss we're about to fight is one of the trickier ones in the early game. And if hard mode makes it any harder, that's going to be a problem. Yeah, we'll fight these. We might end up needing a level. Oh, we put ourselves right on the brink of level 6, so that is where we want to fight the boss, ideally, but we'll find out if we can in a few moments. Don't have any antitoxins yet, so we're just going to have to endure that poison and hope it goes away, which I think it does. Alright, let's go and rescue Bonaparte, who will never be this powerful in the rest of the game. Alright, let's go. Alright, first time for the family attack. I will put any money on this not working in our favour for once. Nope, we got the proper one. And how much damage did you take? 38. The good news is, if everybody's got their own medicines, I don't think Bonaparte can do much more than just hit one, but... if the change is too slow, he dies. I think he's alright. Anyway, another family attack, and more medicine. Stop eating, Kenshin! Oh, we've got a knockdown effect on him. I don't know what the odds are on the alternate family attack, but I'm happy we haven't hit one just yet. Oh wow, just immediately goes down. Okay, that might be a problem. But it probably isn't. It's just we lost one attacker. And Nanami can take their damage. Okay. As she's berserk, she's doing additional damage, which will feed into the family attack, which is fine. Jen can heal Nanami. Well, we lost our family attacks. But overall, could have gone worse. Isn't he adorable? Yeah. Alright, well, Millie has joined us. Right, let's go and see if the two much better characters are recruitable now. If they aren't, we're going to have to come back. Sure, we'll fight these. Oh, and also show off the one-time Groundhog rune. So Bonaparte's power now is that one time in a battle he can do this. Worth it. A whole 6. Well, it's double the damage that Millie would do, but Millie is terrible. At least it was an ongoing thing, there was an argument for it, but... Well, that puts us on the verge of level 8, so I think that's where we want to be. And finally, we've got an antitoxin. Watchers never have another status effect for as long as we go through the game. That's right. Kinnison is a better long-range character, and Shiro is one of the early game cheat codes. Nah. We'll leave. We don't need Shiro in the party just yet. We'll probably sort it out later. In the meantime, though, let's get out of here. We have more recruitment to do. Also, I'm on a level I kind of want to be on, so we'll hold off. Actually, I think we next come back to this dungeon anyway, so... may not be worth it. Okay, so having done that, we're next going to go... Actually, I know what we're going to do. We're not going to head all the way up. We are going to head... back up to here, because I'm fairly certain an event now happens. Given Nanami wasn't here when Rena did this, this is things we told her about it, clearly. What did my work? Anyway, so we can go north and go to the town there, but that will probably trigger the next major story thing. We can instead go south and I think recruit Zamza. If I'm remembering this right. We'll also shuffle the party when we next go through the fort, just because we want to obviously show off a couple more Unite attacks. Oh. Well, we'll find him if it fails again. But it's a good thing Joey's not going to be in the party for a lot of this game because we keep killing him. I mean, to be fair, Pal's Nanami up, so it can't be all that bad, right? Wait. Am I missing a town? I might be confusing towns here. Yeah, can't go through there. Oh, whoops. Said I was doing this without notes. For some reason, I'm mistaken that it is the top town where recruit Zamza at. Okay. That's fine. Also, we do move faster on the map doing diagonal movements, because weirdness. You're barely harming us. Can we just please flee? There we go. Okay. Time for a quick shuffle. Now this is either going to trigger the Pilica thing, or it's going to do the thing. What we'll do here is we will show off a couple more Unite attacks, because why not? There are two. We have the Bow Wow attack, which we will do first. Don't be jealous. Look, I can move diagonally, but there's nothing stopping you from playing the game in non-diagonal movements. Alright, Zamza. He's not valuable at all, and therefore we forced him to recruit us because of weird things. Zamza joins the party. This will kick out somebody, we'll kick out Jendin since we've shown that one. He's not that good a mage, though. But hey, additional recruitment has happened. Hannah won't join us until we've had the thing happen. Nothing in the rare finds that we care about. Because I think now we are at the point. Yeah, okay. I think that's everybody we can recruit now. So if we go leave, come back. There we go. Yes, I got picked up by a mercenary man. He get picked up by a nice family. Yeah. My name is Definitely I will stop buzzing through the text once we get some years. I did say I would do that, but again, just trying to make sure we have enough time in hand for things, if we need them. We have received the very precious 70 potch. And now we head off to Muse. But not before we chest whether something happens. Ouch. Okay, no, that is an out. Okay. Well, let's find out if a thing exists. Oh, this is going to be Highland one. This is the wrong one. It's this one. But it would be interesting to sneak into Highland, but there's no functionality for that. Alright, here we go. It's not pushable! They fixed the glitch! How am I supposed to cheat the game now? Oh well. So these guys should probably be a fair bit tougher than us at this point, because we'll see. I only works on columns. I should probably show it off anyway, just because. Jerry to 6. You can. So technically I can stop the event timer, but that feels like cheating, so I'm not going to. Can we do Clive shenanigans yet? I don't think you can do it right this moment, but no, we can't. Weapon save point open. Rune store. Let's see if we can do anything we want to do here. We're going to give Nanami the Prosperity Orb, because why not? I really don't care about the Fortune Orb. $500 potch. You can't just choose not to pay. As I say, you can be very, very mean to Joey and just justify all of his actions if you really want to, but we're not quite up to that point yet. Anyway, let's head back and see what happens. I'm certain nothing bad will have happened in the meantime. You've only been gone like 2 minutes. Maybe 3. I have. I just lose interest in that sort of thing towards the end of it because it's not that important, but it's those like nice little secrets that keep you doing the things, I guess. Hello, person who did nothing in the last game. Also, let's recruit you. I like that they address this because, again, it leaves Suikoden 1 leaves it ambiguous as to whether Flick and Victor even survive it. Oh dear. That only happens if the if you've imported the data, as far as I'm aware. I don't remember that coming out in the in just playing 2 normally. You can trust me up until the point where we decide to become mortal enemies. Apparently we stole all of the fire spears from the last campaign and smuggled them into Joustin, but you know, that's its own thing. Of course we will. Also, we get given some money. A whole 2,000 potch, which is not at all doing much for us at this point in the thing. Largely because, again, we picked up the thing that gave us however much it was, 60k or whatever. Anyway. I mean, the one thing I do like about this over the second one is that a lot of the characters are more rounded. Even the background characters are far more rounded in terms of personalities. Humor being a big part of it, of course, but you know. We've already done the Nanami adult conversation scene as well, which I can't remember if you were around for. Should really have gone for some healing stuff before we went in, but it's all good. Gauntlets and a leather cape. I mean, Yano's yet to do the thing. I thought there was a secret somewhere in here, but if I've missed it, I've missed it. It's not a major thing at this point. Clearly we should wait a minute. I mean, clearly it's not as if a meal's just been eaten or something. Size joined, and we'll join group or party. And we'll put him in the convoy. All right. I think, to be fair, the scene coming up is an emphasis of why they need to add a bit more humor into this one. More levels gained. Another antitoxin. Would have much preferred a medicine there, actually. Is this the... Okay. Maybe I'm just imagining this path there. Again, I'm doing this all from memory. And I think the last time I played this game was... Or last time I played this game fully was at least 4 or 5 years ago now, so... We'll see. There will be things I miss, but we'll worry about that. We'll worry about that as we worry about that. Okay. Wondering if there's going to be any changes to this scene. More blood! Need more blood! We've achieved it. We got an achievement. Witnessing the massacre. Yep, that's the thing that happened. We can't even beat Sai. How are we beating Luke of Light? Yay, we're back! Man who looks like a bear was worried about you. Can only be Jen Jen, or possibly Victor. We had a bad time. A single scratch. No, we're passing that. We don't care about it. Alright. That's one scratch, right? So yeah, we're not even at the point where we can even wound him, but... don't get too confident he gets some kills. Probably attacking, maybe... Nope, standoff. We'll take that. In retrospect, leveling him up a couple of times probably wasn't the best thing for this, but hey. It worked. You've lost your touch. You used to be able to cast 4th level spells. You can't anymore right now. But hey, alright. Let's do this. The Ryu and Joey, we don't have enough spaces for that, but typically I always just call this the Dragon Unit because the Dragon Army is what I tend to do. Largely because I'm an original, and that's just what I've always called it. Also, it was your first idea. What are you complaining about? The battle plan is use fire spears and hope they work. The great lion on our flag. Which I would have loved if they had kept it in the original version of the flag in there rather than the updated high def one. Just for additional nonsense. But hey, we believe in the flag, even if the flag doesn't believe in itself. Alright, now I don't know if this is going to be fully tutorialized or not, but I'm assuming it will be. We strike now! Yeah, so this is automated. One unit down. And yeah, it is going to be things. We want to use our good old fire spear. I've said before, but I would play a full game that is this kind of tactical management thing, this sort of a Fire Emblem style thing. Perhaps. I should play Fire Emblem at some point, properly. But given it's night and day, the war sequence in Suikoden 1 is abysmal. I don't know why you'd do that. You had a fire spear, you could have just tactically burned both of them. Well, I can't burn two, so we're just going to attack, I guess. True, and they do it differently each time, which is fine. It's just, one is literally just a glorified rock, paper, scissors, and it's not even that good given the number of ways you cheat it. This is actually a tactical war battle thing, which is amazing. 5 is pretty good as well. I can't remember what 4 is. I think it might have been the chip maneuvering chess style thing. Can't remember. We're going to say we're ready. But this is, of course, the era of all RPGs having a ton of minigames. Of which Suikoden 2 is no exception, and we'll probably go through all of them at some point. Right. My greatest claim to fame here is that I have caused a wound on Luca Blight in this mission. However, we're going to remain where we are. Because Flick's in our way. If we weren't time wasting, we could just move out of the way and allow Luca Blight to get in, but, you know. I've wounded him once, using save states and nonsense, but, you know, it worked. Alright, we'll block the rear entrance, and we're going to fight off Luca Blight. Let's rock paper scissors is just meant. Yeah. Okay, 4 is not a good game, but I couldn't remember what it was. Oh, and boats, of course. We're gonna leave. Oh no, they're already in. Actually, that might have already triggered it. Hey, I shortcut the game. It's fine, that's an unwinnable battle anyway. Surely it makes sense. What is lost? Split up and run for it. We have to save Pelica. And again, we can be continuously a bit of a bastard and decide not to and have to be convinced. I think that's Joey's 5th death so far. But hey, we gained 2 levels out of it. I only have 1 medicine left, so I can't afford to have that happen again. I only played through it the once, and I definitely didn't get the 108 ending. I know that much. Alright, we might have to be a bit more careful with Joey here. Just because I don't think we've got any more medicines left. Oh no, I do. Okay, we should be fine for 1 more though. Alright, up to 11. These are kind of forced battles, so I don't think we're going to be able to adjust things here. 1 more. Maybe that's it. I'll just put all the defensive items on myself, and Jerry doesn't have any right now. Okay, in we go. Why are you... I mean, if you've done the Matilda glitch, I understand it, but, you know, the Matilda glitch doesn't exist. And normally I cheat after I get the sword rune, because that's the way I survive in Matilda initially. Wait, did I forget to save? Oh well. I might have skipped through the option because I was pressing things. I'm supposed to jump and then save as well. That's another way you can cause problems. But hey! If you can't beat him, set everything on fire! He likes fire! You see, if we'd have burned down the fort when we escaped it, like we nearly did, we got the same party, have we? Oh no, we got Miku instead of Kinnison. I mean, to be fair, I'm not unhappy with this setup. Hey, Mono. Yeah, this is okay. Alright, let's keep the retreats going. Mahjong JRPG 2. No, we have Chinchiro, but we don't have Mahjong in this, as far as I remember. I'm surprised it's not in here to a certain extent, but you know. The minigames are supposed to last 2 minutes. You can't really make Mahjong last 2 minutes, not unless I'm playing really badly. Oh dear. One of the things I do like about 2 is that, well, it doesn't obviously show much of Joey's story, except in a couple of off sequences. It does give a good impression of the sense that Joey is going through a similar story to what we are through the game. To be fair, though, you're always going to have the core 3, and the core 3 have a block healer, one of the best mages you have access to at this point in the game in Joey, and randomly Nanabe. You also still have the buddy attack, your best possible thing to do most battles. It's fine. There's no bad party that's going to ruin your game at this point. Although it would be nice to have some, you know, with the boss battles in the ruins coming up, I can understand wanting a bit more, but generally speaking, I think with just the main 2 characters is fine. Also, hello, Warmonger! No, I'm not dropping this point. She's responsible for almost all the future wars in some roundabout way, including this one. Not really, but you know. This game was great. No, this is Konami. This is Suikoden 2, which was released originally, I want to say... God damn it, when was it? 2000? No, earlier than that. When did I pick this up? It's probably around 99, 2000, but I don't know when. It was the end of PS1 era. Might be earlier, I don't know. The first game I know came out in 95. So it's practically a launch title for the PlayStation, weirdly. Also, yeah, I'm still buzzing through the story at this point, just because until I get some news, we'll slow down there. 98, thank you very much, Anya. And we will be forever saved by Nanami. Who again, I wish was a slightly better mage than she is. Pretty much. We do like our classic remade games. I'm surprised they didn't remake a couple of the cutscenes. I'm fairly certain the Luca Blight burning down Ryubei Village one didn't seem to be different from the base one. In fact, it seemed sort of a little jarring with the other cutscenes either side of it, but I don't know, maybe they did. Yeah, I was fairly sure it was a launch title, or nearest darn it a launch title, but... Oh wait, they do allude to it here. You can actually get a random item for this as well if you remember it at the very end of the game, but also this is why I go there at the start of the game, admittedly to pick up Maku Maku rather than whatever's there. Blair indeed. Now we get flashbacks of all the things we did. And again, we decided not to be a bastard with this one, but you can be. Again, fully justifying all of Joey's decisions later down the line, because we definitely were not a good friend if we did all of them. Also, for all the praise Final Fantasy gets for its soundtrack, and it is a good soundtrack, I will take the Suikoden 1-2 soundtracks over it any day. Better overall music, slightly less iconic, I think, is probably the correct way on that. Alright. Can I have the sword this time? You never let me have the sword. We always have to end up having the shield. Here you go. Have a rune. I'm sure nothing bad will happen from us getting this rune at all. Or half of the true rune, actually, because this one's a split rune. He always chooses to go to the right. Ah, well. Okay, now we have two of the most useful spells in, well, sets of spells in the game. To be fair, the main character having access to the best healing is also pretty useful from a just making the gameplay less difficult perspective. Yep, I got an achievement for hitting that rune, which, you know, just because. You have to for the story, but clearly it was an achievement to get this far into the game. What happened? Explain! Alright, we press onwards. Can you give me an encounter? Okay. So now we have some rune effects. So Great Blessing is a 70 all cure. We also have Shining Light, which is a 130 damage spell. It's the only attacking spell I think this one has. Because most of the attacking spells are dealt with by this guy. The Black Sword rune. We're going to actually Twinkling Blade just because we might as well. We're going to be resting up anyway in a moment, so... let's call some instant deaths. McQ up to level 7, some more potch, and we get random item drop. Oh wait, we've got to get some Muse first. Okay, gotta get denied access to Muse first. You know, the place we just entered literally a day ago. To be fair, 3 cities have burned since that point. Yes, clearly we're spies. We've been accused of spies once before. It can clearly happen again. I'm amazed we were able to stop her. I mean, to be fair, it's on the main road between the capital city and, you know, the Eastern Territory, so it's not the most insane place to build an inn. I'm gonna find some people to help and ignore the band of mercenaries that just walked in. Although really, it's just three teenagers, their animal companions, and Zamza for some reason, and I would argue we don't trust Zamza. Shiro, what are you doing over on that table? Oh, I'm covering up Shiro. It doesn't matter. Okay, rare find. Spell the strength. We'll take one of those. So what do we have? Fire, earth. I mean, I tend to give that enemy an earth thing, even though I don't think she's necessarily aligned to it. There are better runes we can give Shiro down the line, but for the moment, we'll give him the killer rune. And let's see how this goes. Treasure, you say? Yeah, we want treasure. Give us the treasure. But before that... Because he's an educated aristocrat. That's what he knows. But hey, we're into the dungeon. Also, just make sure of things. Yeah. Okay, into the Sindar ruins. And their random stone-based machinery. Mega medicine and a stone of magic. It's difficult to get. Well, it's fine. That's basically an extra level of magic. And we will fight these. We may be retreating now. Joey's dead again. Okay, let's jump to everybody up a couple of levels. Joey exception to that. Did I not pick up a couple of medicines, or did I just use them all? Probably started using them all. Actually, let's go back and rest. Go back, rest, pick up a couple of extra medicines just because we're going to need them. Also save since we haven't done that in a while. Okay. So everybody either has healing or we have access to it. This should be fine. Again, once we dump with a couple of encounters in this place, everything becomes a lot easier because then the levels rebalance themselves a little bit. There are a secondary tough group of enemies though, which we will have to consider. But for now... Oh, didn't need it. What we do want to get is Joey leveled up enough that he gets access to a 3rd level spell. But that should happen naturally as we do for this. And all else fails. All else fails, we have a couple of lightning spells. Oh, some actual defensive items. Yeah, some actual proper defensive items, actually, looking at that. Nothing down there. That we'll get to in a little bit. Okay, so we've had our second random push puzzle. This iron plate must fit into something. And indeed it will. Yep, never mind the statues to anything. They're not to anything significant. Nothing we need to worry about at all. Meanwhile, up here, this is a square one we can't access just yet. Nanami is yet to fail us with that, which is quite impressive given how many times we've used it thus far. So clearly, she's saving it for the boss. Oh, god damn it. Alright, fine. Flee from those just because they have the capability of doing random damage and I'd rather not waste my healing. I guess we're doing buddy attacks at the moment then. Alright, level 13's all round. And another set of leather armor. Well, I mean, I guess this means I have to give Joey some leather armor. I don't know. Okay, so we do need to go get that square plate, and for that I need the triangle plate, and now I've got to remember where things are. Interesting, unanimity dying does not cause Joey to go into Berserk. Does have a chance of making up the main character go into Berserk, I know that from other things, but... Okay, over here because I think this is a door that's forced open. If it would let me in. Which gets us the Fireless door, which... random fire damage from memory? I think it's strictly worse than the one Zams has got. the hidden temple that was also functioning as somewhat of a dam, has now been closed, so goodness knows what effect that's going to have on the surface anywhere. Also, from the world map, I'm fairly certain there wasn't a river nearby, so underground stream, that is also that. Also, the enemies are now improved. Random consequence of doing that, it should be fine. Level 14. And we have an escape talisman if we want to use it. Okay, so now that's happened, we can now go... Wait, gotta remember this one. So they can't get right through there, we can go up there. Downward ways up there. Should probably have healed. Let's do it now then. First time play? Not at all. It's been a while since I played it before, which is why I'm misremembering a couple of small things, but this is nowhere near my first time playing. Should have buddied, but it's fine. Okay, up to 14s. Which should be okay. There we go. Alright, what's up here? Okay, 5 of the things this time. Actually, he's already got his third level spells yet. He does have access to his third level spells, so that's the thing we wanted. We'll obviously rest before we do the boss of this one, but we might as well use the auto-death things if we got it. Yeah, I'll at least grab the plate before we do any kind of reset shenanigans, but we do probably want to set up some resets. We're now getting to the high enough skills to do double attacks, which is quite nice. And we gave Shiro the killer rune, so hopefully he's critting more often than not, but... Alright, 15. So we should be at a suitable level to deal with the boss at this point, but just need to always be careful of other things. And hope this isn't one that's been especially buffed by the hard difficulty, but for some reason I don't think it is. Alright, so we can access the boss area, and there was also the other area on the right, if I remember rightly, so we'll go there first. But first, actually, down and grab this treasure chest, which gives us a water orb. Not... It's all the healing magic, and technically useful enough that I would normally give it to Nanami, even though she's not the best at mage, just so we got it, but we'll see. To be fair, given the other people in the party, we really don't have any other magic users, but... Now we have another shining light, might as well use it. One thing I do like about this game is that when you gain the levels, you do unlock whatever magic you would have gained access to if your stock is increased. You have that slight additional distance before I have to go retreating back to the start. Still. Alright, 84k. No, it's the second one up. Dear. It's fine. I'm just grinding for experience and money I don't need. Alright, Nanami 15. Game is also being very generous in autosaving that for us, which is nice of it. Definitely a chance of things going wrong here. Okay, that's done. And our rewards are a magic drain orb, which we're probably going to use, and an old book. Definitely worth it. Also, we reset the stone thing, which is important. We're now going to use... Actually, we'll fight these off, then we're going to go and restore. Gain some pro drops for a random status element we have not had and probably won't see until the final boss because of the way this works. Alright, let's escape Talisman out. Nope, meant to save. It's fine. Alright, 2 hours in. 2 hours to get to Muse? Sure. I mean, we're well ahead of what we need to for the main timings, and again, we can turn that off, but I'd rather not. We'd like to do this legit. Yeah, it's fine. Saving our magic attacks for the boss. And also getting ourselves as close to 16 as possible without actually going over if we can avoid it. Okay. I completely missed a treasure chest here. Okay, so that's 989. We don't want to be fighting any more enemies if we can avoid it. Okay. Let's start heading towards boss time then. Nope, it's the next one up. Also keeping us well on track for the 100 fleeing attempts we need to make. Yep, that's the one. Okay. Let's see how this goes. Indeed, we're going to be on the side of this, but obviously greed, much greed. We need gold, rubies, and emeralds, possibly not in that order, but also all the riches I've ever dreamed of. However, I have missed the giant snake that's right there. You know. Okay. Let's go all-out attack on the runes. Not doing an awful lot of damage, this boss, at the moment, so I'm reasonably happy with it. And I guess we keep on with the sword magics. And that enemy is still playing ball. I mean, it hasn't even hurt us enough that I need to worry about things at this point. I know it can do other things, but until it starts getting people low, I don't think I need to worry about this too much. This is all going basically to plan. And the enemy is still continuously doing the double damage for us, which is nice. Yeah, all it's doing is that little nudge attack. It does have other things it can do. We do have to heal an enemy up this turn, but that shouldn't be a problem. As an enemy has medicines. Well, that was too easy. Level 17 achieved. Getting a spark orb, which I don't think we're going to be using for anything. Yep, it's a giant two-headed snake, or a very, very unlucky, very lucky Hydra, I guess. Alright, here it goes. And we get some treasure, which is... What is it? Tea leaves! You have struck it rich with tea! And now, of course, that we're strong enough that we can actually just let all encounters go, we're not getting any encounters. Too far. Anytime. We'll get more. We will definitely, just in the natural course of things, get to the 100 retreats before we have to worry about needing them. But you know, this is the sort of time when I'm slightly over leveled that I can just do that, and it's not giving me anything. Oh, there's a bunch of herbs. Just kick them away. Clearly useless. Yes. Oh yeah, giving us our pass into Muse. Gimme. Do. Hilda, I'm home. Jerry, get a doctor! Definitely has the sort of impact of Jerry just running off, trying to find things. Oh, this is just a random setup that was given to us at this point. At this point in the game, it is randomized until we get into Muse itself, and then we can adjust the party around. We'll switch up the party multiple times through this, don't worry. We have a lot of characters to choose from, and I tend to go... I need to have a... for later in the game, I do need to have 18 good ones. Or 18 optimal ones that I want. Shiro is one of the best early game characters you can get, especially if you can get a double beat on him pretty early. Maku isn't, in comparison, is the same sort of animal character, but doesn't have the benefits that Shiro does. Anyway, we're getting a Hilo Herb. But again, we'll switch it up. When we get to sort of optimizing magic users for the late game, that will be its own separate thing as well, but... The healing herbs that you dumped on the ground and might now be, well, less than ideal. But hey, we'll throw them in a tea. Tea will fix everything. Hilda has drunk tea and is magically cured by the power of tea. Please don't do anything dangerous again, like joining a band of rebels against the Highland Army. Definitely don't do that. I looked all over, couldn't find a doctor running around in the paths. Couldn't do it. Just look up and down the street, searching for doctors. Didn't happen. Is this really gonna work? I feel like I join the group. Well, in theory, if we can get one or two of us inside, we can then talk to Victor and get the rest of us sort of approved. But, you know. But anyway, let's see how we mess this one up. Oh, this is really well. I mean, to be fair, the only one who can't get in from this suspensory permit is probably Zamza, because it's just 2 pets and the 3 of us. As long as we can believe that, you know, that's what it is. I'll be held at Ruby Alex and Jerry, you're Pete. Wait a minute. Pete, this. He's Alex and Hilda's son. How was just? Why don't you use Pillica instead? Because Pillica's a girl. That's clearly it. Say something, please. Let's go, Pete. Yeah, some people are going to be soothing to him, but clearly this is the only way it can be done. All right. I'm sure there's random capitalization in the version I... Oh. Try to use Alex. Who? There, we got into the city! Technically speaking. Technically speaking, we made it. Perfectly successful. Also, this is the 2nd best dungeon we've been in thus far. Well, 2nd best jail cell, certainly. I'm a trailer 20. Well, given that Joey didn't act at all, there's clearly only one correct answer to this. lot has happened in the last 2 hours, but a lot of it was for dungeons, so, you know, it doesn't count. Yeah, I'll make it back to Kiara and you will basically be able to get there at any time later in the story, but don't worry. Hey, old man, get us out of here. Just go find it. Just find the tavern. It'll be fine. Don't worry. You'll find it. Okay. Let's see if a thing has happened. Alright, timings have been triggered. Hello, Clive. Well, you're gonna stay and listen. It's your own fault. Alright, let's level up some weapons. And one more. Okay, don't need any of the others. And might as well. We gain a random sound set that will not be useful for us for pretty much forever. Or at all. Well, I'm glad we're never going to get involved in that sort of thing again. Right. What do we have? Nothing we care too much about in the rare finds. And none at all there. Okay. Who are we gonna beat? Victor joins the party, but I don't think it really matters. Yep, it was burned down for the second time in a week. No longer part of that family, was sort of banished from it. So we're now in your care, but equally just go away. No, we're gonna get ourselves in trouble. Is there an old book in here? I don't remember if there is or not, but we're gonna have a quick look. Nope, okay. Well, if there is, I'm going to ignore it. It's not especially important, but, yeah. What are you suggesting we do with them? I have a great idea! Yep, you want us to become spies in actuality. Well, clearly we're in. I mean, clearly it's got to be done. I mean, never mind that we could easily go and just betray your figures and whatever else, but maybe they don't care. I don't know. Oh, hello. I was looking for you a little while ago, actually, but I guess you only spawn after that's happened. And now we get you recruited. Okay, and the only other character we can recruit right now, I think, well, in theory, is Anita, who has... I think we can recruit Anita, but it takes a bit of back and forthing. Okay, who do we want in the party this time? Let's go and take... We'll take Sai, we'll take... Problem is everybody is massively underleveled. We'll take Hannah and we'll take Kinnison. We are extremely... Okay. So that's request 1. And then if we leave town, come back, that should be request 2 we can do. Oh, I have to actually leave town. The fact that you do have to leave and come back, I think, is why this one keeps getting missed. You can recruit Anita later, it's not required to do it now, but... Okay, so that's 2. And then we can come back, and there should be one more request after that, and then we recruit Anita. There are a couple of ways you can recruit it. You can just automatically have Valor in your party, who is much, much later into the game. That just immediately recruits. Or you can do it in the second place you find her. More wine for you. Okay, well that's 3 requests. I think we only had to do 3. I'm going to leave, come back, and if that doesn't work, then fine. We'll leave it for now. How about a date? There we go. If I'm right, Anita is... Actually, I don't know. Presumably she's scaled to the correct level at the moment, but... No, I'm just trying to get your attention. Anita's level 16, so she is scaled correctly, so we're going to put her in the party. Oh, and Nanami has a second rune slot, so we're going to give Nanami... What do we even have, actually, comes to that? Got a water orb. Sparkle doesn't really do much. I mentioned Nanami being a better mage would be amazing, but it's better than nothing, I suppose. Nah, we'll save it. I don't want to give it the water rune yet. We probably will do at some point, but hey. Alright. Let's head up to the border and become spies for real. I mean, I can unattach it if I want to at a later point. It's just, obviously, it's one use of the level 2 magic, one free of the level 1. Which is some basic healing, but honestly, Ryu's kind of got that somewhat covered. From memory of Suika Source, I think Nanami's water aligned, but I don't... So thanks like you're supposed to. Whoops. Godspeed! Yeah, it's just a rune, so basically it's ongoing magic effects. But since he's only getting a level 1, level 2 at the moment with the current level, this is what I mean. If she was a better mage, it'd be more convenient all round. But for the moment, the main character's got most of the healing covered. I cannot remember if there's anything good in this forest, and we're kind of... Okay. Oh, we now have Battle Oath unlocked. That's pretty useful. We'll be very appreciative of that later in the game. Motorized armadillos are no match for whatever we're doing. And immediately 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so that's 7 levels gained from Kinnison. So the lower level you get into a combat, the more levels you get, and it almost immediately rebalances you to the correct level. Grinding is not especially useful in Suikoden, but that is also to its benefit. Alright, let's do another one. Honestly, we get some random sudden death attacks, we'll go for that. Alright, Kinnison up to level 16, so it's now matching everybody else's level. This is not an amazing archer, generally speaking, but, you know. Yeah, we have to change our uniforms now. Look the other way. Yeah, the big one. By which you mean the one that's the same size as the other ones. Oh dear. I don't know if there's anything in any of these we can go for. No. Of course I want us to get caught. It'd be fun. But also, yeah. Yeah. You're right, they are pure evil. Our commander demands butter. Can't be spies with faces like that. Well, we're going to run back and get that chest because, you know, we don't leave chests randomly for no benefit here. Fire Sealing. That's actually useful for Zamza because it stops him hurting himself with his own ability. But we are going to go into the big chest one here. Also, hello. This is Luca Blight's tent then, in theory. I know it's not, but, you know. Have some tea. It has magical healing properties, apparently. I mean, let's be honest, he is. Yes, truly horrendous things we'll find out about later in the game. The cold tea was delicious. Okay. Well, suddenly 6 soldiers merged into 4, so clearly... They'll all be good. Another 2 levels earned. And more running away. I mean, let's just abandon it. And that is 1. What happened? Well, now we have to fight without the buddy attacks, so now we have to do things properly. Although, to be fair, we still have Shining Light, Bright Shield Room, so we should be fine. $20 up. First, we have to get out of here. Because then... yeah, he'll catch up to us by the time we get to Muse. That's definitely what's going to happen. Definitely what's going to happen. Anyway, let's move on. We'll let go all we can. We will in fact go to see Jess and be angry about it. That's definitely what we'll do. What meeting? We can't enter. Well, we give up. We give up straight away. But actually, there is one person who can always get into meetings. He has a special technique. Wait, I know a good trick. And Flick, of course, is all about seeing what that trick is. And the trick is this. What was it? The animal is very for meeting with. Pow. Punch the official always works. Yes. No violence! violence, no violence. More violence. It's Jerry. He'll be fine. And we're also going to wait by the gates. Unless I accidentally misclick and do the other thing, which I do all the time, because this getting the full cutscene here, generally speaking, tries to trick you. He'll come back. I mean, there was probably a massive difference in terms of how that went down, but yes. Oh, wait. I'm definitely not going to use that against him the next time I see him. And he has arrived. And again, more of being a jerk to Jerry makes it justify what he does later. Oh dear. Also, achievement unlocked, Jerry's returned. Apparently that's just the achievement for waiting that out, in truth. I don't know what would happen if you just go back. Okay, I think we'll do the Justin Hill conference. We'll do the battle that takes place after that. And might call it a thing there. Maybe... Actually, I don't know if it'll be before or after we add a muse. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Being the bigwigs of a city-state of Justin. South Window, Green Hill, Matilda Knights, and Tinto. But we don't talk about Tinto. They're basically isolationists for reasons we'll get to later. I look like this. I am literally known as the bear around these parts. Clearly the good trick was the only way that it would work. The one they called Blue Thunder Flick? I can recognize it's you and not me. good question. I mean, technically speaking, Victor has more of a presence in Suikoden 1, so... But even then, that's... I mean, they have burned down 2 cities and a fort to in the eastern side of the kingdom, but nobody cares about that. The work of mountain bandits. Pardon me, intrusion. They're invading now. Okay, let's head back. Well, that was basically just an argument. So, correct interpretation of politics. It's fine. Our ruined forces will definitely hold them up for 2 days. Sure. I don't really have a choice in the matter, so... Do. Nanami joins, Joey joins, and we're about to have our second... Oop. Do not hold down the cancel button when people join the party. Alright. Okay, we will just save the game here if we can. Nope. I've never failed to recruit this guy, but I'm next to certain that it is possible to miss this. Yay, I have command of 2 useless units. And my own, of course. On the plus side, though, I do have the right shield room, which does have an area of effect heal, which is quite nice. If only there was a way to get him to switch sides, but for the moment, we're just gonna sacrifice some more city-state units. And hey, some knights have turned up to help us. Okay, importantly, we do not want him to actually die in this conflict, but we do need to wound him. Well, those knights have been pretty useless. There you go. If he gets himself killed now, I'm going to be very annoyed. So I think he is one of the few characters that can actually die. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. He survived. Okay, I have to do a reset. It's all good. Afternoon, Carol. Well, sacrificing units isn't working. That's all we're good for. Now see, I would have healed Gilbert if that had come to it, but we might as well heal up our one actual unit. This battle doesn't really have much of consequence, but... we are being massacred, though. I mean, this is the sort of Suikoden 2 war system, and it's good. I can only control 3 units at the moment. Most of it's on autopilot. And mostly the main thing was to make sure that Gilbert didn't randomly get killed in this battle, which can't happen now. His unit's out. Fine. All we're really doing is stalling a bit for time. This is sort of an automated battle. The future ones I'll actually have stakes in, but this one doesn't, potentially. Oh, they're wiped out. Hey! We wiped out Seed. So that's one of their elite units gone. Yeah, so there are characters that can permanently die, which means you can't get the good ending because you need 108 stars of destiny to be alive at the end of it. It's possible, but unlikely. And I think Gilbert's one of the characters. I mean, I think he died before you even came on screen, technically, or at least his unit was wiped out. The character himself didn't die. So that's fine. The S, I think, are fixed because they're story related. Well, that was brutal. I think objectively, though, we've won this war. Oh, especially with that happening. Yeah, I should probably play a Fire Emblem game. Because definitely I approve of permadeath. What, men? You've got nobody left! This is going to be one of those situations where, technically speaking, we're going to retreat for story reasons as opposed to what the actual game state is. Well, to be fair, that isn't really the mini-game of this, but hey. And the start of many, many attempts from the enemy to get us out of this war. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't mind a game based entirely on the war system of this. At the later points in the game, it is much more in-depth in terms of strategy and layers and things, but... How great was who out there? Ah, the Grand Alliances. Depressing, I don't think we hear the story of Genkaku for quite a while, and it's also an optional scene. You can skip it, which I think is a little unfortunate because it does add some of the backstory of essentially the war in a lot of ways, weirdly. And why people are so tired of it at this point. Actually, do I have to speak to you first? I might not, but... No. Okay, so this is optional, but I think it's still important, so we're gonna go and do that now. One of the things I do like about this game is that there are a lot of random optional extra scenes you can get, which just add a lot of context. I don't think this one adds a lot in truth. Well, adds a great amount, but it's still an interesting scene to have in the background for what's about to happen. Stop talking to random ninjas who were in the first game. Victor does, in fact, have some nerve. Let's go. A friend? We didn't have any friends. This is a misunderstanding that will probably lead somewhere in about 10 hours. Yes, we do have to save Pilligan. That is important. Also, battle. Might as well use Marines since I got them. I mean, living is important, so... Oh, god damn it. Well, I'm out of auto kills. Alright, enemies on the verge of level 20. Not as many bosses coming up, I don't think. And we run away! Oh, running away was beneficial. Yeah, let's just fight. $21s. We've run away from everywhere we've been to thus far in this game. I mean, they clearly did, but okay. Indeed, never trust anybody who speaks to ninjas. Especially the ninjas you can see. At least with the ninjas you can't see, maybe they're just being mad. Oh, can I shop on this side? I can. Nothing I want, and nothing I need. Okay, no, I know. Okay. I was waiting for an event to trigger and just remembered it triggers later. We might as well upgrade the weapons if we can. Hoping to pass. Okay, so now we've been told that we now need to go back and find a solution. And person deliberately repairing the stairs that were fine 10 seconds ago. Just so we have the cutscene coming in the right direction. Saved my life. Well, technically, she threw a knife at me, it hit me, she patched me up, so I suppose, technically speaking, she both endangered and saved my life. But we like Ellie, so it's fine. They fade to black, and then basically this. Well, we need to find somebody who is absolutely fearless and will do whatever they like because the gambling gods demand it. This also is probably a point where I want to save it. One character from the first game, and 2 more coming up. Alright, all the potch. And like in the last game, all the potch basically means 2,000 potch. Alright, 2 scored. Nope. They have improved this massively only on the first game for terms of the interface and how it feels anyway. Whether that's a good thing or not, I don't know. Unfortunately, unlike the first game, you cannot earn all the money you need through Chinchurin, but you know. And Yamku, unfortunately, just dragged along by the winds of fate again. I also don't know because it was bugged in the original Suikoden release whether they gained levels. I did get them to level 60 in the first game, so they should have a couple of bonus levels behind them, but we'll see if that actually applies. We have a boat! And also, they're all usefully bumped to level 19, which is quite nice, given the game generally doesn't do this sort of thing. But given that this is the core of the party for a while, yeah. Also, Rena is one of the best fire mages in this game. Fire affinity and also high mage stats, but So she's pretty much viable for the end game. Ellie, unfortunately, less so. And of course we leave Shanna behind, because nobody cares about Shanna. Sheena. South window is surprisingly south. And we'll get those two formally recruited a bit later, I think. In the meantime, I think I'm going to find a save point and we're going to end things here, I think, for the stream. Because what, that's 3 hours, 3¼ hours? Yeah, I think that's fine. Next time, we'll get on to the actual start of the recruitment arc. We'll see Necklord for the first time. And more stuff and things will happen. Also, many people will be recruited. For various reasons. So thanks for joining, those who did. We'll do this again probably next week. Until then.